Alva, do you have any questions? Ava, do you have any questions?
I don't hear anything. Not even a no from them.
Yeah, well,
no,
you didn't even...
Non-serious. I have silly questions, but nothing serious.
Just wanted to make sure that the other players at the game were acknowledged, because that's the kind of human I am.
Look,
Like, when will Durro get his spoon?
Look, these two ask me questions all week.
Because Durro wants a special dueling spoon.
Dueling spoon? I thought he wanted a sonic screwdriver. What am I missing?
He wants both. He wants a Beskar spoon.
Shara, you want a Beskar spoon? What am I missing?
Durro, you want to chime in here?
Sorry, I was finishing the last of my dinner.
With the spoon, no less.
Oh no, it's finger food tonight. No, anyway, when we were on Olivon, shortly before you joined the game, Master Palestinian had pointed out that...
Wait, Master who? Master what now?
Oh my god. Hey, they do think he's an extremist.
I didn't know liquor was a finger food. Try that again.
Are we good?
Which one?
Durro just rolls a grenade into the lobby and says, "Ha ha!"
Yes, now Master Palpatine will forever be called Master Palestinian because Astra's spell check is evil.
It's
That's a
thing.
Yes, that was Kitty's spell check, and it cracked me up because it happened more than once.
Be that as it may, that is the first time I have taken that out of context, so that's extra hilarious for me.
Master Palpatine had pointed out to Durro that the existence of the Jedi predates the lightsaber by millennia, and that the Jedi do not need to carry a lightsaber to still be Jedi. And when Durro pointed out that they use it as a tool just as much as a weapon, Master Palpatine asked, well, why not carry a spoon? It's better suited for feeding people, a charitable act that the Jedi should be partaking in. So ever since then, Durro's been looking for a Beskar spoon so that he can use it to feed people, but still defend himself if he needs to.
Text is everything. Okay.
Hordy, burp, burp, burp.
I think Durro's gonna give Astra gray hair. Just saying.
Well, either that or Astra's going to end up killing Tesara by strangulation of hair.
Her hair is braided and put up now. Thank you.
I'm waiting for the day when Tesara finally grabs Astra by the hair and just reaches over with her own whatever, and just shinks it off and turns it into a bob.
Wow.
I'm waiting for it. A la Tangled, exactly.
All right.
Her hair is in a braid, and I'm not dumb enough to put her outside without having her hair braided again. Thank you.
Give it time.
Mike,
Yes.
take that idea, shove it up your rear and around a corner.
That was really selfish of this dude, by the way. I'm just saying.
What dude?
Because think of all the people she could save. All the illness and injury she could save with her magic curing hair.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Mother Gothel would have been more than happy to have Rapunzel sharing her gift with everybody.
Y'all have issues.
All right.
Today he
Sweetheart,
cut it way too
Sweetheart, I've
short.
got a whole subscription. You
All
just
right.
don't know it yet.
Let's go ahead and begin, guys. Go ahead and begin. Durro.
Have you turned on the recording?
Yeah, I got the record. We've been 6 minutes into this nonsense.
Oh, silly bullshit.
So I don't know where placement is of everybody due to last minute in between. So I'm gonna start from the top. Tell me where you are, Durro.
Getting ready to leave, so I guess the hangar bay.
Okay. Hadaza, I'm pretty much sure she's in the medical bay. Astra, where are you?
No, actually, no. She's not. She's in the ob deck with Astra.
She's in the
Yep,
where deck?
both on the observation deck.
On the observation deck with Astra.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That resolves that. Tesara, where are you at?
And the hangar bay with the girls.
Okay. So approaching the Gungear are sand skimmers, just like you saw on Lannis. They're much more primitive, but generally similar purpose and similar design.
Are those arriving now? I thought those were at a distance.
No, they're not arriving. They're just, you see them on approach. If you want to leave before they arrive, you can, or you can wait for them to arrive. It's your choice.
With Durro's knowledge, having been both places, where is most, if this is a hostile raiding party, where would be safer, in the village or in the Gungnir?
Well, let's see. The Gungnir has modern shields and it's got, metal hull. And these people, while they are primitively powerful, yeah, I'm gonna say a ship with starship grade shields is probably gonna be your best bet.
Okay, yeah, well, also every hatch and access port seems to be hanging open, so that's why I'm just double checking.
Always say button up the ship. Got plenty of time for that.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a clear picture of timetables here.
That's fine. Just saying. Got plenty of time to seal the ship. And just for clarification, the only area of the ship that's open is the main hangar deck. The main doors for the main hangar deck.
Gotcha.
That's only because they moved Durro shuttle out so they could have their little camping excursion last night.
And not for nothing, so that they could rescue him and Hadaza.
Well, yes, but that wasn't the reason why they moved the shuttle out.
Gotcha.
So Durro's shuttle is actually off the Gungnir?
Mm-hmm.
Has been for a while. Well, since the sandstorm.
Okay, just wasn't sure. So I thought they had returned to the Gungnir and redocked inside.
No, they did return to the Gungnir, but the shuttle is still, sitting outside.
Gotcha.
Like a half disassembled car in some redneck's front yard.
Well, it's not that.
So Florida.
Hey, you said it, not me.
So, what are we doing, guys? All four of y'all see these people on approach.
Tesara would definitely ask the girls to stand away from the entrance, still stay in the hangar bay, but just put them out of sight so that whoever is coming wouldn't immediately see them.
Okay.
Not for nothing, Astra would not have seen them. She is deep in meditation, and Hadaza has only just been woken up from sleep. Honestly, she fell asleep in the chair in the ob deck.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Mike, I have a feeling that you're missing something out of character. I feel like, did you know that Astra had spoken to Hadaza and had decided not to go with them to the village and radioed comlink to Durro to tell him that? Did you know that?
He said he did.
I would as far as this morning, I was caught up with the in-betweens. If anything transpired since this morning, I am not caught up.
Yeah.
Well, this
Yeah.
was yesterday,
aware.
so yeah, this was yesterday, so you saw it.
Yeah, so then I'm aware of
Yeah.
this.
Then you're aware that Astra would not have seen this. She after the conversation between her and Hodge in the ob deck, Astra fell into a deep meditation with Hodge, and both of them sort of nodded off until in our timeline here, Durro came in and woke Hadaza up from where she had nodded off during meditation. So neither one of those women would have been aware of the approaching ships.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take you on your word. So Shiri and the other girls will move away, and Handyman will walk up and, visitors. I wonder if they'll let me dissect one.
In a low voice, so that only Tesara and Handyman can hear him, and not the girls. When Handyman said visitors, Durro would say, "Yes, warriors from another tribe."
And you see his eyes kind of go through the same optical transformation that they normally do. Not only warriors, there's females with them as well.
He'll glance at Tesara and say, "Are you implying that females cannot be warriors?"
Tesara snort laughs.
No, I'm not. There are female warriors as well with them, but there are also non-warrior females. They appear to be dressed in more fancier clothes than average. One appears to be holding a child.
I see. Well, let's go meet the neighbors then.
Indeed. I'd love to learn about their reproductives.
Yes, well, I'm sure they'll be happy to demonstrate. They'll say dryly and start heading for the exit.
And Handyman will follow. But the good thing the professor has sent me recordings of the local communication, but the translations between Massa Duras and Sun. I believe I can effectively translate.
Oh, that will be quite useful. That is assuming none of them speak basic.
The man just kind of starts to say something and then stops and kind of tilts his head to the side, glancing at you. Haven't considered that they would be able to speak basic.
Well, Nizeel can speak basic. Some of these may be able to as well.
The sand skimmers come to a stop, and half of the warriors will get out and approach.
Durro will raise a hand in greeting. Hello.
Any man will follow silently. Is Tesara approaching as well?
No, Tesara is going to visit in hangar bay, but stay with the girls.
You is breaking up pretty badly.
Sorry. She's going to stand in the doorway of the hangar bay, but not leave. She's going to still be standing near the girls.
Understood. And they approach cautiously. You see behind them the other half of the warriors take a protective like a protective screen around the center skimmer, the one with non warrior females.
Well, the ball is in their court. Durro has said hello.
And Handyman was silent.
Did it seem like they understood?
Their approach is cautious. Their weapons are out, but not really in an aggressive manner, more kind of cautious. And one of them speaks, says something. Not enough for you to hear.
Is it in a language Durro understands?
It is not.
But Tesara would understand, wouldn't she?
No, she's too far away. Yeah, listen, check. See if you can hear.
$17 plus whatever bonuses I get for being on the planet.
Okay.
I can never remember what they are.
Well, 17 is more than enough, so you can hear them. And they're asking Durro if he's God.
So Tesara will say, they're asking you if you're a god.
So you're going to have to yell that because Durro has left the
No,
area.
you're right. You're right. I would normally have to, but she's going to send him a message through the Force.
There we go. You can do that.
So she sends him a message through the Force saying, they're asking you if you're a god.
He will acknowledge, but he will turn to Handyman and say, care to translate?
Oh, sorry, sir. They're asking you if you're a god, sir.
Tell them that we are off-worlders.
And he turns and faces and translates effectively. And Tesara, you can hear the translations going on. Clear that they understand. And they ask in return, why are you here off? Say very suspicious. And Handyman will translate. And Tesara, he is effectively translating.
Okay.
Tell them we are here on a quest.
And Handyman will translate. And for the purpose of this scene, consider that Handyman is translating back and forth.
Fair enough.
If you're here on a quest and you're not God, then we will return to our skimmers and be on our way. We have and he pauses for a second. And he's talking to his one of the people is talking to him, and they're urging him not tell the off-worlder what they're reminding the speaker that off-worlders live and they give a name tribe, Valve.
So the off-worlders live the Valvoke?
No, there are off-worlders who live with the Val folk.
Gotcha. Valfolk. Okay, that makes sense. Valley folk. Durro would ask, "Is there a problem?"
We have to secure peace. And Handyman continues to speak beyond Durro's original statement and includes an invitation to sit down and talk.
Does Handyman tell Durro he added that?
No, but Tesara knows it. I was waiting to see if Tesara was going to.
Well, I was actually waiting to see if Handyman did. So you just answered the question. Hold on.
Yep.
So Tesara will again force message Durro and say they're here for peace talks. Is that what he said? Out of character. Is that what he said?
No. He translated effectively what that they were here on a mission to secure peace. And what Handyman did not tell Durro, what Durro does not know was said, was Handyman invited them to sit down and talk.
Okay, thank you. That was the piece that I was missing. Okay, so back in character. Tesara will message Durro and say, Handyman just offered them to sit down and talk.
And through the forest, Durro would reply, "Well, that was going to be my next instruction, so good for him for taking the initiative." Out of character, what is their answer?
They pull back a little bit, and then they talk amongst themselves in low voice. Sorry, you can't hear. And then Handyman will lean over, Elder. They're discussing an offer to stay and talk. And one of them runs back to the skimmers, talks a little bit to people inside the skimmer, and then runs back and relays the information. And the leader will turn back to Durro and say, "We will accept your offer. We've been traveling a while, and our warriors and passengers enjoy some rest. Have us."
Durro will nod and ask, "Were you here to negotiate with the Val folk or with us?"
Negotiate. And
Peace to me.
Handyman will lean over and say, "No word in their language."
They said they were here to settle peace. Was that with us or with the Val folk?
Handyman nods, turns, translates, and the answer Durro gets is, "We must establish peace with the Val folk, all tribes."
Durro will nod then and invite them to accompany him to the Valfolk village, or I guess the village, since if you want to make peace with them, they have to be part of the conversation.
And they'll make an offer to ride with them on the skimmer.
Tesara is actually going to, again, force communicate with Durro and say, and what of the girls?
That is a good question. Do you think we spring them on these people and have everyone ride with them, or should we still take our own speeder? I think it might be a little too high tech to be showing off to these people, but at the same time, they do know we are off-worlders.
I would suspect that it would probably be a better idea to not take the girls with us this time. It's too much of an unknown situation, Durro. They say peace talks, but we have no idea their true intentions, and these girls, they're a surprise to anybody who sees them.
Because they are connected, telepathically. She would feel. I can't think of a way to put it, but I guess him bristle slightly. It's the only way I can think to put it. So she would feel that, and he would say, "Perhaps you are right. Let Astra and Hodge know that the girls will be staying here, and hopefully one of them will be able to explain to Cheery that I am not going back on our promise to explore."
I can absolutely take them out once you have left to go out on an excursion near the ship.
Yes, well, that's not an excursion to the village, is it?
No. Tesara looks over at the girls. What what are they what are their expressions?
Um, they're still kind of excited. They're watching what's going on, but Shiri has a frown on her face.
So she looks back at Durro and again, Force Communicate asks, "Do you want me to accompany you and leave the girls with Hodge and Astra, or do you want me to stay behind?"
My expectation was that you would come along.
All right, let me send a message. Out of character, or we are assuming that Handyman is also going with us now, yes?
If you ask him to, yes.
Okay, wait, I have a clarifying question I need to ask. It sounded to me like it was Handyman that invited them because it wasn't Duro's words that Handyman was speaking.
Yes.
So,
Handyman invited them into the Gungear to sit down and talk.
ah, okay. Tesara says, "Give me a few minutes and I will come out and join you."
Dura would have Handyman let them know that another member of their party would be joining, but that he would be glad to ride with them to the Valfolk village.
And Handyman will translate. The vast majority of them will start to back away and head back to the skimmers.
And Tesara will turn to the girls and say, "This was an unexpected arrival of these people, and I don't think that Durro and I feel that it's a wholly safe time to take you to the village because we don't know these people or what their plans are yet. Can we leave you here on the Gungnir and try again tomorrow?"
Fury looks disappointed, but translates word for word what the girls all look equal. And then Cheery asks, Handyman going?
"I'm not certain. Hold on." And she actually gets up and goes over to Handyman. "Are you accompanying us to the village or staying here with the ship?"
Very much enjoy a company. Not bringing the girls.
Now, out of character, hang on a second. Tesara's on the ship. Handyman was with Durro. Durro has not returned to the ship.
Yes.
So, did Handyman return to the ship?
No, Tesara just said she went out to ask him.
Oh, walked all the way over there. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, she walked all the way over because she knows she can't force communicate with Handyman.
Well, why ever not?
No, right?
Are you saying you haven't formed such a close, intimate bond with Handyman?
Mm. So she'll look over at Durro and cock her head at him and say, force communicate. Handyman wishes with us to. The girls are asking if.
Hang on. You were breaking up really badly.
Sorry, I don't know why that's happening. I've got the phone right near my face. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So she'll force communicate with Durro and say, Handyman wants to go with us to the village, which means leaving the girls here on the ship just with Astra and Haj.
Does she
They're
force communicate that to him when she's standing right there? Just question. That's all.
I mean, I suppose she doesn't have to if the people who we were speaking to have left, then if Durro was standing right next to her, out of character, assume then that maybe Durro heard her ask Handyman, then heard Handyman's reply. Is that
Yes.
right?
That was the whole reason for my initial line
Okay.
of questioning, just to make sure I knew where everybody was.
There's also
Thank
that
you for that, because I
language
needed
barrier
that too.
thing. There's also that language barrier thing. They don't actually speak our language, so you could say all kinds of nasty things to him, and no, they would have no idea.
Yeah, unless Handyman translates exactly. Anyway,
So our choices are take the girls with us as planned, and I can perhaps take them around the village while you are meeting with these people, or we can leave the girls behind.
I'll be honest. I think that, or I'm willing to honor my statement to the girls that they would get to explore. I understand your concerns, but I am getting the feeling, especially here on Origin and lately, that a lot of fear rules your recent decision making. I don't know if it's a conscious thing or not, but simply an observation I have made.
She looks she doesn't look angry or mad. She looks thoughtful for a moment, and then she nods at him. Astute observation, Master. She kind of smiles a little wryly. I'll go get the girls.
Durro will nod.
She returns to the ship to give them the good news. We're going after all.
Fury looks ecstatic as she translates.
So she will come with them to the speeder.
Any man will turn to Durro. Maybe it might be best to send Tesara, the girl, speeder. You, self, join the locals, skimmers. That way there we have the best of both worlds.
Yes, and we have our own transportation back to the ship if we need it. A good call.
Thank you.
Although, can Tesaro fly a speeder?
If not, I can program it to follow a transponder.
Durro will nod. All right.
And
Sounds like a plan.
and also, Cheery has become quite the competent pilot.
Is Tesara overhearing any of this?
Um, Give me a pilot listen check.
Yes, give him a piloting check.
9 plus whatever my bonuses are.
Oh,
Okay. You hear it.
Yes, I would prefer Cheery drive, considering she has navigation skills
How
and
are
a better handle.
how are you saying this? Because you're on the ship. They're not.
Okay, I thought the girls were with me.
They are with you on the ship. You just went back there to tell them the good news.
And then I said I brought them out to the speeder.
Right, but while that was transpiring, Durro and Handyman were talking.
Okay, so she'll just get to the speeder and wait.
Okay. Well, you'll have to unload this, take the speeder off of the ship because remember, the speeder itself is in the Gunyear's cargo area, so that's fine. I will go brief Cheery on what she.
Well, as you are the only one who can communicate with our new friends, why don't you wait here in case they need something, and I will go make sure the speeder is ready.
Yes, sir.
And Durro will go inform Tesara of the final plan and start getting the speeder ready for travel.
Okay. Tesara, you and the girls are sitting up by the speeder on the Gunyear cargo area. Durro walks up.
Okay. Is everything settled?
Yes, Handyman and I will ride on the sand skimmer with our new friends. You will take the girls in our speeder. Handyman can set it to follow a transponder, and Cheery will be a backup pilot, since I'm not sure you know how to drive a speeder like this. And that way we have our own transportation in case we need it, and we are not crowding their sand skimmer with 9 girls and 3 adults.
I agree. That's a good plan.
And since Handyman is the only one who can communicate with them, he is waiting there in case they need anything. I will be unloading the speeder and making sure Cheery knows what she's supposed to do.
Excellent.
And Durro proceeds to do.
Okay. And Cheery will go ahead and get the speeder ready. With of course with.
And when everything's ready and everybody's ready to go, Durro will return to Handyman and the new friends
Yep.
and make sure he is ready to go as well.
There seems a lot of like suspicion about Handyman, but they accept it in stride as they lead you into the lead skimmer. And sitting opposite of you in the skimmer, and think of the skimmer kind of like a trireme, except you know it runs on sand instead of in the ocean. It's got two outriggers on both sides that have like these little pads that stabilize for crossing the sands. One the lead warrior who did all the talking before is sitting there helping you get in, and he motions to the woman holding the baby, and Handyman will translate. This is Sunitha. Sunitha.
Durro will nod. A pleasure.
And he translates or he speaks and Handyman translates again also. The It's the child that he's introducing you to. And the warrior will continue. He is the next queen of the tribe.
Of all the tribes.
Of course, only be one queen. Why we must make peace with Baal.
I see.
Durro, judging by what you see, child's newborn. I mean, like hours.
Yes, most likely born during the sandstorm, which I think the Val folk also had a child born during the sandstorm, so I'm sensing some ritual combat in the future. All right, well, let's get to the Val village.
Okay, and they set off. They're gonna be suspicious of, off-world, of course. They'll ask questions, who you are, where you're from, the general question.
Which Durro will answer, he'll introduce himself, handyman. They're off-worlders, so he'll give a brief, very general description of where they're from, but he doesn't expect these people to understand. They're from beyond the stars. It's about as far as they're going to understand. Actually, that's assuming they can even see stars, which actually no, they can't because there's no nighttime here. What am I thinking?
Nope. The only things they see are the four suns that orbit around this planet.
Why am I not surprised? All right. So, yeah, beyond the suns then.
Do you have any questions for them, Durr?
Well, same kind of deal. General questions about their tribe. You know,
They they are from far mountain. Their language is very basic, but Durro's starting to realize it as Handyman is translating it. They don't deal with a whole lot of fluff in their language like basic would have. It's pretty simple. Where are you from? The far off mountains.
and where are they? Well, they're far off,
Yeah,
and it's those mountains.
yeah. However, Durro does know that the mountains they're referring to are the mountains he saw.
The mountains he saw when?
In his vision.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So okay, he saw the mountains in his vision. I think he saw a lot of terrain in his vision, though. Was there
Did.
only one set of mountains?
Just one in the general direction in which they're pointing. One before the Great
Yeah.
Sea, Great Sand
Gotcha.
Sea.
Yes, the Great Dune Sea. Anyway,
They want to know your relationship with the Vowel folk.
theirs was just the village we landed nearby. The object of our quest is apparently in their village. So we interacted with them in continuing our quest.
Will Durro fight beside them?
Durro is a neutral third party who will do his best to help each tribe attain at least part of what they would like, and if it does come to fighting, he will take no side.
There is a powerful witch that lives Vowel folk.
Yes, we met her.
Will she fight with Vowel folk?
I think it likely. She considers them her people. She plans on staying here for the foreseeable future. I cannot say with certainty whether or not she will fight. I don't know her well enough to guess. But I think there is a good chance that she will.
There seems to be some dismay amongst the non, and the other warriors will reassure them, and Handyman will translate that even the witch can't stop the choice.
Yes, well, do not translate this, but if there is conflict and if it appears that Master Phelan fighting will tip the balance, there are other force wielders in the vicinity that can balance that out. All of us off-worlders should remain neutral.
The leader speaks. The Val folk have led the tribes for many years. Well, he wouldn't use years, but that's how it's translated.
Which begs the question, if they are so simple, they likely measure time by planetary cycles and not by anything abstract like years, which begs the question, what are the cycles that they go by? With no night and day cycle, timekeeping must be interesting.
Their timekeeping for them is by the sandstorm.
Are they regular like that?
Apparently they are. These people are coming from a place, like I said, Durro saw in his vision. He knows how far away it is. It's more than a day's travel. Yet the sandstorm here just hit.
So they knew it was going to happen. And when. And they made sure they were here afterwards. Upon realizing this, Durro would have Handyman ask if the storms are predictable, how often do they occur?
There's a long conversation between Handyman and the man as the man tries to explain this their concept. And Handyman turns to them and says, when we say we have a single rotation, for them, they have the sandstorms come. A single rotation would roughly be about 1/4 of when their sandstorms arrive. So if a sandstorm comes and another sandstorm arrives, it would be 4 rotations. Or at least that's my best understanding of it, sir.
Standard rotations or rotations of origin?
I would say rotation, standard rotation.
Curious. So we actually know when to expect the next storm.
It would be 4 rotations from now.
Well, 4 rotations from yesterday.
Agreed. I'm resetting a countdown.
And Durro will reach out with the Force and communicate that information to Tesara.
And Tesara will reply, "Thank you for telling me that."
One of the women asks the leader a question, and the leader turns and asks a question to you, which Handyman will translate. She wants to know why the witch would choose to fight with the Val folk instead of them.
Just for record keeping, I put what Durro told Tesara in the voice chat, or in the text chat. What was the question they asked?
Why would the witch choose to fight with the Val folk and not them?
Again, I don't know her well enough to predict who she will fight with if she fights with anyone. I made my best guess, but that's all it is, a guess. I do not know.
The leader will say the following. We've heard the stories of the witch who came from beyond the light, who came here with an army, fought an army here. Valfolk suffered greatly.
Yes, they did. And I think the witch you speak of feels responsible to a large degree.
It was offworlders who murdered the last queen.
Yes, and off-worlders that defeated the murderess.
Looks thoughtful. What you doing, Durro?
Waiting out the ride for until the village. There's just he doesn't have enough information to really do anything right now. He's got to see what the Val folk have to say, and he's not lying. He doesn't know Falynn well enough to know who she would fight for if she even fought at all. She could decide to be like him and just stay neutral.
Okay. The ride goes by relatively uneventful. There's some small talk, and they do ask. And they do eventually arrive at the village. And the the villagers are very agitated to see the arrival of these dance skimmers. And they come in, all the warriors are at ready.
Yes, well, Durro will try to be one of the first off the sand skimmer and try to dissuade any, or not dissuade, diffuse. That's the word I'm looking for. Diffuse any tensions. They
Well,
come in peace, kind of thing.
before Durro gets off, as Durro's going to get off, he notices that nobody else gets off. One of the non-warrior women will climb up to the bow of the lead vessel and just stand there.
Out of character, how far away do Tesara and the girls land from where the other ship where Durro is?
So the village is protected by a valley. They rode into the valley but stopped halfway between the mouth of the valley and the village itself. Sara, um, utilizing the autopilot feature, the speeder has come all the way up to and into the first layer of the village. And Durro, as it's doing that, you can see Durro and Handyman walking.
Okay.
Durro will still disembark at the risk of committing a social faux pas. He did say he is neutral, so he's not staying with the sand people, but he is going to disembark and try to diffuse any tensions, trying to let them know that these people come in peace. Hopefully, he can find Nizel or Phelan, someone who can translate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he has handyman, but someone else too.
So Durro arrives at the speeder with where Tesara and the girls are at the same time as Nazil approaches with a group of warriors. And the very first thing she does is she takes a what looks like a weapon. It kind of looks like um, um, a hardened piece of bone with a bend in it, and where it bends, it's got another piece of sharpened bone jammed into it to like a point. Looks like a very nasty bludgeoning weapon. She pokes Durro with it.
Hey, now that's not necessary. They come seeking peace. They're not here to harm anyone.
Are they real? Yes. And she's not joking, not playing. As other warriors approach Durro and touches him.
I suppose that's a good question. And he'll subtly reach out with the force and try to feel the sand people.
It's like these villagers, you can't feel them.
But
Actually,
they are real.
no, wait. Durro doesn't know this little thing, and I don't know if Tesara told him.
Yeah, she
Yeah, she
did.
did.
Okay. So it's really weird, Durro, because the Zeal is right in front of you. The people on the sand skimmer are over there. You can see them. No, you don't feel them in the force.
Well, yes, and like we said, Sarah did tell him that, so he knows that, but
Yeah.
they are real then. They feel the same, weird or not, as the Val folk, right?
Yeah, they definitely feel that they the same lack of feeling.
So he would say, well, they are as real as you are.
She'll turn as an elder approaches, and any man will translate for you. The off-worlder says they're real. The elder looks suspicious and concerned and confused. We wait. We wait to see if they're real.
They have come to talk. They come seeking peace. Somebody should come and talk to them.
And the elder will turn to Durro. When we are sure they're real.
Is that a thing that they do often? Send false versions of themselves places?
Nazil will kind of look to the elder. Anyman will lean in and whisper as he translates. And please forgive the off-world. Unaware of the danger. Of course, we'll wait. And then she'll turn back to Durro. Apologize. There are creatures who can mimic. There are spirits who roam the deserts. Not that have chosen to stay here with us. Dangerous.
I
See,
see.
she'll motion to the woman on the bow. They're waiting for us to be sure that we know they're real. Wait.
I see. Well, then we wait. And he'll smile at her. No hard feelings, no.
She'll nod. Come, we'll eat. Glad to have our friends here, especially now. You brought one of your metal warriors. Good.
If fighting breaks out, we will not fight on your behalf, nor will we fight against you. We are not a part of your tribe. We can't we can't choose a side.
The off-worlders have already chosen. By the way, just so everybody knows, she's speaking basic.
Yes, I know the other off-worlder has chosen. But we are not the same. We are a different group, a different tribe, if you will.
And she frowns. Man, we still have Master Durro.
So you think if there is conflict, she will fight with you?
Of course. Our queen was chosen by the spirits.
Funny, that's what they say as well.
But there can only be one queen. Ours must prevail. She'll lead you into her hut.
Are there other instances where more than one child is born during a storm? Where there's more than one claim to the rank of queen?
Of course.
And how are such matters usually settled?
Allow the spirits to choose. There will be ceremony, blood sport for them. The end of the ceremony, those who prevail reign. Death.
I see. And is this done, well, now, or is it done when the children are older?
Done now. Can't have two queens.
Now that is what I thought. Out of character, by the way, what are Tesara and the girls doing? Because Naziel's inviting him in for a meal, but what about Tesara and the girls?
No, she invited all of y'all. Odd thing, there's no negative reaction to the girls.
Durro will pointedly raise an eyebrow at Tesara as the girls exit the speeder, and there is no negative reaction.
She raises an eyebrow at him, but continues to go back to um, sort of herding the girls, if you will, where into the whatever place they're going into. Is there enough room for all of them?
It's tight, but yes, there's enough room.
Are the girls saying or doing anything, or are they silent?
Well, they're like good children. They're only spoken when spoken to.
Yeah, good children do not exist. Just putting that out there. That's how you know this game is fantasy.
I will say this though. Durro, when he turns back to Tesara looking for her opinion, sees the concern and fear in Chiri's eyes. Knows exactly what she's thinking because she's already vocalized it.
She's
Does
worried that the village kills children.
say so? She understood everything that was said.
You are breaking up again.
I don't understand. So Cheery understood everything that was just said.
Yeah, it was all in basic.
Okay, I just was making sure she wasn't out of earshot.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. Chiri doesn't speak basic. I apologize. So let me redact that. I made a mistake.
No, I was gonna say they haven't advanced that far in their lessons yet.
Yeah, no. I apologize.
Which reminds me, I'd meant to ask, but it wasn't super important. How are the other girls coming and learning Cybisti?
Slowly.
Can some of them start speaking certain words and phrases at least though, or is it still all cheery all the time?
They can let you know they got to go to the bathroom, let you know they're hungry. Yeah, they can do basic stuff.
Okay, good. So progress.
Out of character, would Tesara feel any of Cheery's fear?
No, I made a mistake. Chiri doesn't speak basic, not strong enough to understand what's being said. So
Okay.
she would not have those emotions. She would not have those feelings.
Okay, what was throwing me, I think, was that she was so upset with Durro and then was so excited on the hangar bay. It just that threw me a little bit. So, all right, so she doesn't understand anything of what was just said.
But I wouldn't say she doesn't understand anything, but she doesn't understand enough to have the feelings of what's going on.
Okay, fair enough. So Tesara just is like again making sure they're all together, and she was looking around to see she's looking around to observe what's going on in the village other than what is happening where they are.
Sorry, you came in broken on that one there. Can you say it again, please?
Yeah, this is like irritating me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it sounds like your signal, not your phone. Whatever signal you're using, whether it's your Wi-Fi connection or something, that sounds like where it's tripping up.
Okay. So Tesara looks around as she's herding the girls towards whatever place we're going to see what else is happening in the village, like what she can observe.
And the village looks like it's kind of backing off a little bit and going to a more relaxed state. There is definitely a line of defense against the people that have arrived. Um, but it's hard to say what they're more afraid of: the fact that these may not be real, or the fact that these people are here to kill their queen.
Okay. So Tesara is just observing.
Okay, so we had a lot of conversation. It's a chance that it got missed. Durro did look at Tesara with an expectation of her thoughts. Because they have this close connection, she would know what he's looking
Oh no, no. If she can detect, or if she can detect surface level thoughts because they're connected or have a close connection, his look would have communicated, "See, nothing to worry about."
for. Oh, my mistake.
Yeah, that's why she raised her eyebrow at him but continued on with her task.
I just like that they communicate to each other through raised eyebrows.
Yep.
Once everyone is in Niziel's hut, though, Duro will ask her, "Would it be would it be a faux pas, I suppose, to look around the village with the girls with all this going on, or should we stay out of sight until this resolves itself?"
It will be some time before the elders are sure that your traveling companions are real. For now, means just make sure that your children don't problem.
Well, I like to think they're well behaved, but I will ensure that we all stay together and are not obtrusive. Or intrusive, rather.
Good.
So at that, I think Tesara would sort of look at Durro with a questioning look like, should I take them back out?
And he would return the look and just say, "Well, we came in here for a meal at Niziel's invitation. I don't see why we can't get something to eat and then explore the village."
She nods at him.
And Nasil will break out some food and spread it around. She doesn't have much to offer, but what she does have, she'll offer it generously.
Durro will take enough to be polite, but he's not gonna have a full meal or anything here.
And what she offers is like a kind of like a yellowish paste with what looks to be some type of like bread, but it's pretty tough and heavy.
Yeah, tough like these people.
And then she'll sit in silence and eat.
So, what process do the elders go through to determine if our guests are real? How will they know if it's genuine or a deception?
After a few hours, sometimes a few days, the deception, not real, it'll fade and go away when you realize that we're not buying their deception. One time we visited a village uh, near the basin. We had to wait almost 4 storms. Had
I see. And do you know what it is that makes the elders decide that enough time has passed?
That's something that only the elders know. They are the closest in communication with spirits. Sometimes spirits give them signs.
Nazil, I have a question.
Yes, my
Well, how come this didn't apply to us when we arrived here?
your off-world who would disguise themselves as off-world.
Eh, that's a legitimate answer, she smiles at her.
And remember, I saw your ship last.
And none of the spirits can fly?
How many times have you seen a spirit? You don't see a spirit land in a ship.
No, but a spirit could easily disguise itself as a ship.
I don't think so. I don't think spirits would want to be seen as off-world.
You think that, which is the perfect reason for such a disguise, because you will immediately dismiss it.
Maybe.
Oh, Durro, for heaven's sakes.
What? It's a legitimate point.
She just shakes her head and then she kind of pokes one of the girls in the side like a tickle to make her giggle.
Mm, she does.
The Durro was also grinning when Tesara called him out, though, because, it's like, what?
Are you going to stay for the festival?
Well, it certainly sounds like a party to be there for.
A new messenger has been chosen.
Yes, I had heard the celebration was kicking off as Tesara and Astra returned to the Gungnir last.
Maybe if you have a chance, you would easily speak to the messenger. And who knows, maybe you'll receive an answer from spirits, from one of your lost relatives.
Perhaps. Is Phelan around? Would I be able to speak to her?
she and the professor left after the storm arrived.
Do you know where they went?
I do not, but I don't expect them to be long. They didn't take very many.
I see. It would have been nice for the professor to communicate this with us. But that's Professor Kenobi for you. He does what he likes when he likes.
Is there anything particular you're looking for? She says, looking over to the.
Tesara will
Well,
translate for Cheery.
Yeah, so I was about to say that Durro would translate, but if Tesara wants to do it, go for it.
And Cheery will be like. She opens her mouth to say something, and both Tesara and Durro senses her fear as she kind of glances over at Durro, and then shakes her head.
So Tesara will ask the other girls if there's anything they want to see it.
Well, Cheery will have to translate for you.
Yeah. And she does. And one of the younger girls says that she's looking for a new doll.
Why am I not surprised?
So she'll turn back to Nazil and say, she'd like a doll. Do you have a marketplace here?
We do.
Just an out of character note, any dolls or other such things that are found for the girls must be bunnies. I think our ship has developed kind of a theme.
Yes, it's called the Bunneer now.
The bug. Okay, I was unaware of that, but that is hilarious. I like that. Yes, we'll
So,
get a bunny for each of the girls, and then all of the females on the ship will have a bunny.
oh my god. Kenobi would kill you guys.
Hey, Durro does not need a bunny. Durro has his lightsaber.
Same thing.
So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and transfer back to the Gungnir and Hadaza and Astra.
Otis.
What are you two doing?
Well, if Hadaza hasn't called Astra's attention, she's still meditating.
Hadaza's hungry. She's in need of sustenance. So she will not disturb Astra, but if Astra hears the hover chair, that's an obnoxious noise. Thank you so much for that.
No problem.
If the hover chair actually sounds like that, I'm pretty sure that would get Astra's attention.
It's like a really old rickety hover chair. The servos just whine really loudly.
It's obnoxious. I can so see the professor not upgrading the hover chair because, he doesn't need it. So why would he think to make sure that that's up to date?
Right? Okay, so that's what we're going with. She starts to leave to get food, and Astra snaps out of meditation.
There you go.
What the hell is that?
Sorry, Astra.
This sounds obnoxious.
Apparently the professor has not seen fit to upgrade this monstrosity. Because he doesn't apparently
Clearly.
need one.
Oh. Well,
I'm-
should he ever end up in it, it'll be a joy.
May he ever need it. I'm hungry. I must headed off to the kitchen to get something to eat.
All right, I'll come with you just one moment. And Astra's gonna reassemble her lightsaber because she had taken it apart. And then she'll follow Hadaza.
Durro was here while you were meditating. He and Tesara have gone off-world.
Off
Or,
world.
no, off... Sorry, I'm tired. Off the Gunyer. They've taken the girls, so you and I are here by ourselves.
Ah, fun.
You know you're free to join them, if you see fit. I can take care of myself.
What do you want to eat, Hadaza?
Protein, believe it or not.
Oh, fun.
And while they're walking, she will... Highness,
Yeah.
Daryl mentioned something to me that I think you are aware of, and that we should talk about regarding the crusade.
And Astral stopped dead in her tracks. What?
He told me that you had a conversation with Falynn.
Yes, we did.
I want you to know. I want you to know that that is something that has already been part of our conversations. The injuries from the storm revealed some things about me and my association with the crusade.
Like what?
The details are, for all intents and purposes, irrelevant, but that they fall in line with what Phelan already has discussed with you. And I think, honestly, I told him that I think that whatever needs to happen with you first.
Oh, so he told you everything about that conversation then.
Everything? I don't know.
Well, what precisely did he tell you? Because you're dancing around the subject like a ballerina.
She looks down at the chair. I'm not dancing anywhere, I promise you. All right, fine. That what we have pieced together based on what Handyman has learned about my physiology is that I am already I already know, or we've sussed, that I'm a construct of the Crusade. And based on what he told me, that you may be being manipulated against your will and an innocent. And that whatever Falynn can teach him about removing our programming, you should have the first. The word I'm looking for here. You should go first. But if it's dangerous, that you as an innocent should be saved first.
Ah. I had volunteered to go to let him do it. I was hoping it would find an easier way to save you, as Durro wouldn't likely be alone facing it, as I have the 5 whatever the heck they are running around in my head. So we'd
Fair
like a
enough.
help.
Fair enough.
It nearly killed Falynn, if I remember the story correctly.
That he didn't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
He said that it was possible that we are potentially being manipulated by
Programming, some kind of programming. And it's very likely.
There's more to it. There is more to it. And I know you and I have had conversations about the Crusade. And I am not gonna lie. I am leery about saying too much.
About the Crusade, or about what you know about yourself now?
I don't know anything about the Crusade. I know about myself. I know about what they did. I know about some of who I am. Oh, no. What I am.
And what is it you think you are?
What is it I think I am is irrelevant. What I am is it's less about what I am and more about who I am. And who I am wants to make sure that you are safe. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you're taken care of. Conversations that I've had and the realizations that I've come to, it's less about where I come from and who I am, who I was, what I was created to be, and more about who I am, and who I am cares about you and wants to make sure that you are able to be in the fullness of who you are without worrying. He said it was how do I phrase this? And you can see her searching for the recall on what she knows and what she doesn't. They said that you were captured and programmed by the Crusade, and that there's a way to get rid of that programming, but that it's dangerous. And that Master Dross has a way to do that. And I wanted to make sure that you knew that that comes first.
Thank you for your concern, Hadaza, but I also care about you and your safety.
I can be. I'm shut away in that Bacta tank for who knows how long. If it's going to endanger. What is your predilection? What is your fear of that of that thing? It's done me a world of good.
I am really sorry. I've had a run-in with the Bacta tank. Don't like them. Yeah, I was 10. We were returning from a class event, I guess would be the best term to use.
Mm-hmm.
They're like big events every year. All the Jedi schools get together and the cadets compete in a bunch of different tournaments. And it's one of the ways that masters will pick their apprentices.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of fun. We were on our way back in one of the ships that happened to have a return course that was similar to ours. Had dropped out of hyperspace and issued a distress call. So my ship was close, and we went aboard to rescue people, and we found everyone dead.
Gods.
They were killed by monsters created by, well, now I know they were created by the Crusade. At the time, I just called them a monster. I remember Soul. At the time, my best friend, he attacked this creature with his lightsaber. And as soon as his lightsaber touched its skin, it went out. Like it shut off, stopped working, and the creature picked Soul up and threw him at us. And I remember passing out and then waking up in a Bacta tank to what I now know as my father and mother arguing over my safety and whether or not I should return home to Baclid. It was quite terrifying, and I do not like Bacta tanks.
Oh dear.
Don't like Bacta tanks, don't like being a patient, just no thank you. So yeah, I'm sorry. I can't totally help that reaction to that word.
No, I get it.
But I care for your safety and the safety of everyone else in this group. In the months of coming out here, we've sort of created a family. I don't know where the professor stands. I've been avoiding him. Probably not the wisest thing, but yeah.
No, I absolutely understand where you're coming from, and I'm sorry to hear about your experience. It's done me and she looks down at the chair. It's actually done me quite a lot of good, and it's all sort of irrelevant in the grander scheme of things. Handyman Handyman pointed out some things as a result of the medical scans that were done on me while I was in the med bay,
Mhm.
and it's all sort of irrelevant. It's all sort of irrelevant. Um,
Are you just gonna? Will you just give me the details instead of saying it's irrelevant? Okay, it's like dangling a worm in front of a fish and expecting them not to bite.
she looks down at her hands as they're progressing to the kitchen, and she's starting to fidget, and you can tell that like the energy that she normally puts forth, that she would be pacing or she would be moving, and she can't because she's strapped in this chair, is manifesting itself in hands that are moving, and she can't quite make herself stop moving as much as she would want to with the broken hip.
I have a question. Is
Yeah.
Hadaza cooking?
No, we're not in the kitchen yet, as far as I know.
Okay, because I thought you guys were heading to the kitchen.
We are.
There.
I didn't
Okay.
know that we'd made it there yet.
Yeah. You're there.
We're there?
Yep.
And yes, she is headed toward the galley, and she is in the process of gathering goods, and she's fidgeting with stuff and gathering ingredients, and she's at the stove and or at the heat and trying to make some meal.
Who are you cooking for?
Her and um her and Astra.
Okay. Astra, give me a spot check.
Yep. Hold on. Apparently, I forgot to open the dice roller.
Let's say you're there.
$16.
Okay.
Yes, traveler.
Give me a second.
Hadaza, stop.
What?
And Astra's gonna reach out and pick up a container and go, "This? Do you know what this is?"
Of course, Hadassah knows what that. Astra is holding a container that she had picked up from the pile of ingredients that Hadassah was getting ready to make their meal with. The container is clearly marked. It's the same one that Handyman uses to kill the rodents who stow away on the ship.
Wait, what? How would Hadaza have calling a flag on the play? How the hell would Hadaza have made that mistake?
You tell me. But that's clearly what happened.
Flag on the play. Like, there's
You can throw
no
flags
way.
all you want.
There's no way she would have grabbed that. Where's the perception roll on that?
There is no perception roll for you
Why not?
Hold on.
because I said so.
Oh, I got some bullshit flag on that play right there in the middle of the field.
Okay. Might I remind everybody? Rule 0.
Yeah, all right. Roll 0. Fight me.
Wait, hold on. I got your. Where is it?
Give you rule 0.
There you go. There's your flag.
Pain in the ass.
And it's happy to see you.
Points to Durro for the Mulan reference. Okay, back into character. What? I'm so, oh my god. I'm tired. I don't know. She grabs the thing and tosses it to the floor and heads back to the pantry and grabs the flour. I'm so sorry. I
Stop.
don't.
Hadaza, just stop. You are not cooking right now.
Fine.
What would you like to eat?
I am honestly not that hungry. I am. I should be. But I'm not.
Okay.
It's a nervous reaction. Although, why I feel the need to be in here, I don't know. Really, what I want is a strong shot of brandy.
Yeah, I don't think alcohol is a good idea right now.
I should tell you everything because you've had a run-in with the Crusade. But I should also tell Tesara at the same time. And so I'll ask you to hold space until I can sit with the both of you and tell you both.
All right. For now, let's get out of the kitchen.
I believe where would you like to go then? I'm sort of limited in my options as to where I'm a viable human being. And I laugh as I say that statement.
Yeah, where's the least dangerous place on the Gungnir for
Why do
you?
you why do you think I'm dangerous?
Not that you're dangerous. You picked up a rat poison to cook.
It was a
And you
mistake.
didn't realize it. Yeah, when I accidentally killed Master Moore, it was a mistake, but I still killed someone.
Touché.
I don't know what. It could just be that you're tired. Or it could be something else. I know that the incident that I had with the crusade, the most recent one, right after it, I saw another a Jedi master as one of those monsters I faced as a child on that damn ship.
What can you tell me about them?
The monsters?
No, the crusade.
The crusade. Not much.
But you were held captive by them.
Well, it's the
What do you
running
know
to it.
about them?
They don't like Jedi, as far as I know.
That much I've surmised.
Um, they create these droids that look almost human, and they're and like I said, they're the skin on these things can stop a lightsaber somehow. So
Stop a lightsaber.
yeah, yeah. Remember, I told you, Soul used his lightsaber against it. As soon as his lightsaber touched the thing, his lightsaber went off. Like no more blade, it shut off. Poof, no more weapon.
Fascinating. I'd like to try an experiment then.
What?
I'd like to try an experiment.
That depends on what you want to try. What are you getting at?
Wield your lightsaber at me.
Oh, hell no. Are you insane?
No, I'm curious.
Do you not understand how dangerous lightsabers are, Hadaza?
I saw the damage that was done to the training bay. I understand exactly how dangerous they are.
Then you know that I'm not going to raise my blade to you. I have no reason to, and it could possibly kill you. I don't understand why the hell you would even. Wait,
Or it could
you're not. What?
or it could possibly not.
I'm sorry, you're gonna need to give me some details. Because last I knew, you weren't a droid.
I'm not. I'm not a droid. I'm not. I am, according to Handyman's scans, I am 100% organic. And
And
I think you need to sit down for us to have this conversation. Which is why
alright.
I wanted Tesara here. And I kind of wanted Durro here.
Okay, we can have this out now, or we can wait for them to return.
Honestly, I don't know who's going to be more scared of this conversation, you or me. And I'm sorry I brought it up. I think we should wait.
Okay.
But I don't. I want you to know that I care about you, Highness. And that my past is not who I am. And I need you to be okay with that for now.
Hadaza, give me a listen check, please.
Okay. Ooh, hang on. 14.
You hear the sounds of a young girl laugh.
Oh, flag on the play.
Oh, see, now I give you a perception or an observation, and you're throwing a flag on the play? Fine. What's the
Nope,
flag?
nope, nope. She cocks her head suddenly. Can she
Hadaza.
tell? Can she tell where it's coming from?
Yes. Hallway.
She turns the chair mid conversation with Astra and goes to chase down the girl laughing.
And Astra's gonna turn and try to follow her. Hadaza, what's going on?
Don't you hear that?
Astra, listen, does she hear anything?
Give me a listen check.
Do-do-do-do. 20.
You hear something. I mean, it literally sounded like a door hissing closed.
What who the fuck is on the Who the hell is on the gun mirror?
Shh. Go find out.
Lead the way.
And she's chasing down the laughter.
Okay. Unarmed?
The only way for her to get her arms is to go to her quarters. And
I mean, armory's not far away,
is it not?
right?
Yes, but if she goes to get armament, God's blow trapped in this fucking thing. Ugh.
Okay, why don't I lead the way since I have a weapon and you tell
Fine.
me where to go?
Fine. I'm gonna kick the shit out of the traveler.
Oh my gosh. Alright, which way is it? Since you seem to have a better hear on it. I heard a door close, but I don't know where.
This way. And she'll point Astra in the right direction.
Okay. You guys end up leading to the you end up leading to the library. And Astra, pressing your ear up against the sealed door, you can hear muffled laughing.
Who the hell is on the gun here?
I have a theory.
Astra is gonna make sure her lightsaber's in her hand. She's not activating yet, but it's in her hand, and she's gonna open the door to the library.
Okay, you don't want to hear Hadassah's theory?
Good point. Hold on, hold that thought. So, what's your theory?
Does it sound like a little? You said it sounded like a little girl laughing?
She didn't say that at all. In fact, she said who would be on the gun near.
No,
Yep.
no, no. I'm asking traveler. You
Yeah.
said I heard laughing. It sounded like a little girl.
Sounded like a single little girl. Someone, Hadassah, heard laughing.
God, she can't be. Like, you see Hodge's eyes close and her hands go over her face and be like, she can't be here. She can't be here. She can't be here.
Who, Hadaza?
It's one of the girls. It has to be one of the girls.
The girls went to the village, didn't they?
It has to be one of the girls. She can't be here.
I highly
And
doubt it's one of the girls running around the ship giggling.
it has to be. It has to be. She can't be here.
Who is she? Okay, either you tell me or I'm opening this door.
Open the door.
Okay. Astra, again, she'll make sure her lightsaber's in hand, but not turned on yet. And she'll open the door.
Okay. The door opens up, and you're laughing and giggling, and you see the professor and Master Phelan standing there, and the professor is holding a glass with a red liquid in it and a bottle, and Phelan is holding a glass with red liquid in it, and they turn and look at you with surprise.
Oh,
And the professor kind of looks down at the lightsaber in your hand, and then looks over to Phelan, and then looks back to you. Is there a reason why you're armed?
Astra will clip her lightsaber back to her belt. We didn't know you were aboard. We thought there was an intruder. I
It's
apologize.
my ship.
Yes, it is your ship. We thought you were still in the village. We believed we were the only ones besides maybe Handyman aboard.
Hodge's eyes narrow at the two of them. Slightly. And she just they travel from the professor to Phelan to the professor to Phelan. And she just nods her head. Pardon us. And she'll back out of the room.
The professor doesn't take his eyes off of Astra. There's suspicion.
Are you all right, Professor?
Burst
Astra.
into my library, armed.
Yes, I do apologize again. I thought you were an intruder. It
Don't
is my
forget
mistake.
what happened the last time that I masked. Armed.
Yes, I'm well aware of what happened the last time, Master. Yeah, Master. Totally what I meant to say.
Right.
Professor.
She reaches out and she grabs Astra's arm and pulls her slightly while glaring daggers at the two of them.
Did Astra look at Hadaza? What's going on?
I believe we should leave the. She looks at the professor. Elders. To their. She looks at Phelan. Enjoyments. I mean, daggers at both of them.
And Astra just looks extremely confused. Can she reach out with the Force to see if there's anything amiss?
She can. All you gotta do is take 10.
Okay, she's gonna take 10 and reach out with the Force.
Nothing amiss. Everything is exactly the way you see it.
Okay. Astra will step back with Hadaza. Let the door close.
And shortly after the door closed, Falynn laughing. Followed by a nervous laugh.
It seems the two have found company. And bless them for it. And you could just hear the venom dripping from her voice.
Perhaps you might be more apt to go check out the village.
Why do you say that?
Then we can join Durro and Tesara and not interrupt the two of them.
You'll remember the reason I stayed behind is because this, and she looks down at the chair, thing is awkward, at the very least.
True, but you are mobile in it.
Yes, and
And
it's not going to do well over the sand. And the honest truth is that I've had my fill of the sand, thank you.
I bet.
Besides, I want to heal. I want to move. I'm ill confined to this thing.
All right.
No. But you can go. I was wrong to try and hold you here, Astra. And I'm sorry. If you want to go and be with Durro and Tesara and the girls, please. I will go back to my quarters and I will rest.
I don't like the idea of leaving you alone.
I'm not alone. Apparently the Professor and Falynn are on board.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing to leave
Why
you
not?
with either.
What did I
I'm
give you?
gonna bring your attention back to the rat poison.
You afraid I'm going to cook for them?
Yep, totally.
Okay, so if I give you my word that I'm not going to kill them, will you go up? Will you go and join? Will you go and join Durro and Tesara and take care of the girls?
I don't know. Let me talk to Durro.
Can you do that from here? They're
Yeah.
gone.
Yes, I can do that very easily.
All right.
And Astral will try to contact Durro.
Okay. You pull out your comlink, you dial him up. Durro, your comlink beeps.
Hello, Astra.
Hello, Master. How are things going?
Well, that is a very interesting turn of events.
Oh.
Well, let's just say a neighboring village decided to pay a visit. So now the representatives from the other village and the villagers here are having a stare off to figure out if one or both of them are fake.
I see. That is interesting.
Yes, it makes more sense when you have all the details, but I'm not sure how much detail I want to go in over a comm channel.
Understandable.
There's something wrong.
So, Hadaza tried to kill us with rat poison.
Okay, she can hear that on the comlink. Like, that's funny. I did not try to kill you.
Immediately after we thought there was an intruder on the ship and ran in, well, I entered the library armed to find the professor and Master Falynn aboard.
Oh, so that's where they went. You know, part of the reason I came here was to talk to both of them.
Well, they're here.
Yeah.
Go figure. Like ships that pass in the night.
To the very least.
Yep.
Right, well, I will finish here with the girls as we had planned, and we will return to the Gungnir by, well, the end of the day, says with obvious air quotes.
Yeah, they should be finished by then.
Yeah.
Well, I would certainly hope so. He is over 100 years old.
Stamina, man.
Astra's face is bright red at this point, and she's like, I don't want to think about that, thank you. That is not a mental image
Clearly, you've never seen the professor doing his calisthenics.
What?
Never mind.
I don't think I want that mental image either, Durro. Oh, for the love of goodness. Hadaza is suggesting that I should come to the village and join you guys. However, I'm not sure she should be left alone after she just tried to poison the both of us with Master Falynn and the professor.
So
Okay.
wait, you're telling me you don't want the professor and Master Phelan poisoned?
No, I do not.
I did
Right.
not try to poison anyone.
Right. Well, we can discuss this when everyone returns to the ship.
Agreed.
Astra, you do realize that walking to the village will take you over an hour.
I could put your shuttle together. That's pretty easy to land close by.
I thought we landed the Gungnir as close as we could to the village.
The Gungnir is quite a deal bigger than your shuttle, Master.
All right, fair enough. If you want to take the shuttle in, then sure, why not? Let's just pile all kinds of technological vehicles on a non-technological society. That
She
won't
reaches
raise any eyebrows or cause any alarm.
out and touches Astra. Let's leave them alone. Let's leave them to do what they need to do. You and I will sit and have a conversation. We have a lot to talk about, and no, I didn't poison you.
You tried to. Anyways, we'll talk to you later. Hopefully we're coherent and no one's dead.
God's below. Her hands in her face, and she's just shaking her head. Just what has derailed in the last few minutes? Like she can't even put it together.
I swear to all the Force, if I come back and anyone on that ship is dead, I'll kill you all myself.
Sarah, you have my word. I'm not gonna kill her.
Right, well, I will see you all this evening then.
Right, goodbye,
Family.
After have you lost your mind? What are you telling him?
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
Oh,
We gotta find something to laugh at. I mean,
By the
seriously,
blessing
we
of the
watched it on the
All-Father.
Professor and Falynn. You accidentally tried to poison us. Like,
Okay,
can anything else go wrong today?
don't ask that question. That is the worst question for you to possibly ask. Oh, are you telling Durro that I am trying to kill you? You are his Padawan, or were, and you. What's wrong with you?
Astro put her hand on Hadaza's shoulder. Breathe. I have a reason for having told him all of that. Granted, we gotta have some fun sometimes, Hadaza.
We've just come to the realization that I am a genetic manipulation of an organization whose sole existence is to kill Jedi, and you blurt something like that to him. What is wrong with you?
There's a reason for it. Breathe. I'm sure Master is smart enough to have figured out my reasoning. Okay? Breathe. The reason for it, I can't tell you now. Just understand there's a reason for it.
We're gonna play this game then, huh? There's a reason for it, and just trust me. We're gonna play the trust game.
Yes, we're gonna play the trust game. I'm playing the trust game with you right now. You won't give me any details.
Okay, I just gave you the biggest detail in the world. I am a genetic manipulation of the Crusade, designed specifically as an organic being whose sole purpose in existence is to hunt and kill Jedi.
Ah, that explains the lightsaber experiment. Still not doing it.
Okay, I've given you
Still
my
a no.
still a curious experiment. So I've given you mine, and yours is?
If it was the programming that woke up, and that's what happened, and you weren't just tired, Durro needs to know. Because if you're waking up, whatever it is the Crusade did to you is starting to take over, then he needs to work on you first. And it needs to be done quickly.
Oh, God. Oh, Astra, I'm so sorry. She backs away from Astra with this look of abject horror on her face.
Breathe. You're confined to a chair.
I should go.
What do you mean you should go?
I should.
No. Don't you move from that spot.
And she continues to back away. I should.
Hadaza! Look at me! You run around calling me Highness? I'm asking you to listen. I will use my damn title if you don't stop right now. In your current condition, you are hardly a threat to me, especially if I'm watching you.
Put me back in the tank.
What?
The back to tank. If I'm in the
What?
tank, you know where I am. And I'm healing. Put me back in the tank.
Why do you want to go back in the back to tank?
I just told you. I'll be sedated. I'll be safe, as will you, and I will be healing.
Out of character question, does Astra even know how to operate a back to tank?
It's try.
Okay. So Astra will look at Hadaza and be like, yeah, that may not be a good idea.
What? Why? It sounds like the best idea.
Yeah, but I've never actually operated a Bacta tank before.
What's the worst that can happen?
I
Quote,
don't know,
end
it could
quote.
hurt you. It could hurt you. You could drown in Bacta. I don't know. It could boil you if the temperature's off. I don't know. I don't know.
Then lock
But
me
you
in my
can
quarters.
hardly hurt anyone right now. You're fine.
Then lock me in my quarters.
And this right here is exactly why I didn't want to tell you. If you're tired and you simply made the mistake and grabbed the wrong thing, then you were tired. That's equally plausible explanation.
It is an equally plausible explanation. And do you really want to take that chance?
I don't want to take the chance of harming you.
Then lock me in my quarters.
And how does that solve anything? That leaves you alone within your own mind. And from my experience, this thing, this programming, leaving you alone in your own mind is not a good idea. Before I killed Master Moore, I saw Soul. Soul had been dead for 2 years, Hadaza. He spoke to me. We shared an interesting night together. Right before I killed Master Moores. But he's disappeared, and I haven't seen him since.
And she takes a deep breath. She tries really, really hard to find center. She closes her eyes. And you can watch her try very hard to come back, to be embodied, to find center. All right. I've laid down 2 options. What is your recommendation?
Let's go back to the observation deck. We can watch for Durro and Tesara's return. There's only one entrance or exit, and I can sit by it.
So you would be my jailer while I look out on the sand for
Oh no, we can
a
sit and
full
talk.
day's time.
No, we can sit and talk. I mean, if you're really that dead set on going back into the Bacta tank, I guess we can try to figure out how it works.
I'd rather not drown. I thought you could use it. If that is the viable alternative for this moment, then I will acquiesce. And you can see her, like, stuff is starting to vibrate like around her. Like, she just is not okay with the double confinement now.
Where would you like to go? The kitchen is off limits. That is all I have. The kitchen and the armory are off limits. That is all I have to say.
The library is apparently also off limits unless we wish to intrude upon the Professor and Falynn again.
I mean, we totally could. It would drive the professor up a wall.
And you see her eyes narrow into daggers.
Oh, jeez.
Should you choose to interrupt them and have a conversation with either or both of them, I will leave that to your discretion.
Care to tell me what got you so upset about the two of them?
She sighs. I don't have an answer to give you, to Astra. I don't know.
Okay.
But you seem to believe that Phelan has answers or has the ability to help you to suss out whatever's going on with the crusade. They appear to be in conversation that is nothing to do with us. Would you interrupt them?
No. Honestly, I wouldn't. It was a joke.
And we leave the elders to their conversation.
All right.
And you can see her just like her mind is spinning in circles as she tries to figure out how to escape the confines of everything about her situation. And she looks to you for some direction because she just has nothing at this point.
Hadaza, take a deep breath. What was done to you, done to us, was out of our control. All we can do for now is wait and trust in the Force.
You are your master's Padawan. I don't suffer confinement well.
You're not the only one. You want to know what happened after I killed Master Moore? Well, first off, I was stunned that it was an old man that I had killed because I thought I was fighting a one of those monsters. And I was arrested and put in jail. I'm sorry, I just saw the gifts on the
Out of character, I'm like, crying for the gifts. I'm just dying over here.
Yep. I was locked in a jail cell and for quite a while, and my friends were easily able to convince me that Master was not going to return to help me. Hadaza, I was sitting there literally waiting for them to kill me. Because I had killed a Grand Master. And so I tried to escape, and it went very, very badly. And there are 3, maybe 4 other people also dead because of my actions. Because I panicked in a situation where I had been confined. What we need right now is to stay calm and wait.
Told Tesara that my confinement would be a teacher to me in learning the ways of stillness and meditation. I find myself agitated, and I will look to you, Highness, to help me find my way back to that stillness.
Well, why are you agitated?
Because I accidentally grabbed rat poison, you accuse me of trying to of killing you to my... And she stops.
Your boyfriend?
Uh, I wouldn't phrase it that way. To find out that the Gunyer has been intruded by the man who owns the ship and what he's doing here with Falynn. I'm tired. I need to find my way back to calm, Astra, and I need your help.
That's why I asked you the question. Because if you try to force the emotion away, the stronger it's going to get, and the harder you're gonna have to fight. But you can acknowledge, process the emotion, and feel it, and then let it go. I imagine it like flowing water down a stream.
I struggle with flow. I need to do something. And I can't.
And Astro looked thoughtful for a moment. It's almost like she's trying to recall something. And then she'll smile. I used to struggle with that too. When I was very young, I remember. I would turn to my lightsaber training or exploring the grounds of the academy to try and find stillness, but the only real way to do it is to just sit still, to just be.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the scene there because Durro's got
Yep.
to go to bed soon.
Yep. He said he was signing off.
I know. So, no, he's still there. Before I kill everything and Durro heads off, do we have any questions? And my God, there was some gift chaos going on tonight.
Holy
Oh my god.
crap.
You guys are so funny.
Yep.
Yeah, I do want to touch upon my question that I posed earlier. That everybody was like, "Yeah, good question,"
Yeah, that's an amazing question.
because like, there's probably what 200 people in this village.
Oh, there's more than that. It's bigger than that.
How much?
No, but your question does raise your question is a valid question, which is something that I clearly overlooked.
Because like it would make sense that like maybe every fourth storm or every 10th storm there was a messenger chosen or something, but like yeah, that logistically didn't work out. So okay, just that's up to you as storyteller to figure
I'll
out.
Yeah, I'll have to fix it. I'll find a way to fix it.
The answer may surprise you.
Yeah, you and Ryan. I'll let you know when I figure it out.
I just assumed that these people had much shorter lifespans than uh everyone else, like they grew faster or something.
That makes it worse.
Right?
I mean, unless they reproduce like rodents, in which case that might work, but
Might be. Might have a much higher reproduction rate.
they multiply like Catholic rabbits.
So,
My character up. Oops.
any other questions before Durro leaves?
Okay, I'm struggling with the timeline just a little, and it was something that it was brought up by you, Traveler.
Hmm.
Like, Hodge spent effectively 40 hours in a Bacta tank because
No.
8 hours have.
Not
Yes.
effectively 40 hours. You need to walk away from that. The storm just passed. Assuming that you came in at the middle of the storm, we'll go with his first post at 8 hours. I mean, at 11 hours. Okay. When he woke up, the storm was just dying down. This is only not even a few hours, not even a couple of hours after the storm passed.
It was my understanding, according to posts that Durro had made, that another 8 hours had passed while she was in the Bacta tank a second time. She came out, they had the revelation about her experience, and then she went in for another 8 hours.
The storm only lasted for about 13 hours.
Looking at Durro's journal and timeline that goes on in between all of those things,
So
like
Durro's
it's
journal only covers 8 hours or 12
Durro.
11 hours, sorry.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You were in the Bacta tank for 12 hours. You and Hodge were in the Bacta tank for 12 hours after you guys got back. And then another 8 hours had passed that you had been out, and there has been time passed since
Where
then.
where's that
Breakfast, lunch, all those.
where's that 8 hours?
Durro, help me out here.
So the journal entries I wrote did come from in session discussions of the timeline. Durro woke or was brought out of the back of the tank after just under 12 hours. He went and joined the girls in their little cargo bay camp out where in session, so this is from you, not me, Handyman said it was time for the girls to go to bed.
Right.
Kiri picked up Tesara and Astra, giving me the distinct impression that that was the next morning after they'd had a chance to wake up and get dressed and send Cheery out in a speeder. So at least a night passed between Durro waking up and the events of this session.
Okay. I can go
And
with that. So
Tesara and Astra also had a middle of the night discussion because Astra couldn't sleep.
correct. So I mean,
So
I can go as much as like I said to Hodge over PM, 8 hours. I can go, I can do like 12 and 8. Durro might be right. I acknowledge that part, but you need to walk away from the equivalent of 40 hours. That's not how this works.
you and I need to have a conversation then out of the earshot, because it's been established that she heals at a 2-to-1 rate.
Yeah, but that doesn't
So
mean that its equivalent is in real time.
real time has just been 20 hours. 12 where Hodge and Durro were in the back to tanks at 12 hours each.
Right.
Plus 8 is 20 hours for
Yeah,
her that she's been in the tank.
but that doesn't equal 40 hours in the Bacta tank. That's not how this works. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Your concept is right. Your math is what's wrong. It doesn't translate into a direct math equation.
And what is the equivalent time that she's been in the back to tank and her healing ability therein?
Her healing ability affects her vitality and her wounds. It doesn't affect it. Okay, let me rephrase that. When you're in the Bacta tank, okay,
Hmm?
you're in the Bacta tank. Yes, you're going to heal faster. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you going to be able to get up and move around? As I said, yes, you can get up and walk around with some difficulty.
Thank God.
I mean, I said that in the
Yep, I saw it. I wanted to understand
right.
that.
But the thing is Bacta tanks are plot devices. They heal at the rate of plot. There is no such thing as, oh, well, then this is the time frame I'm in there, and therefore, there's an equation. Not how this works.
Fuck, why not?
Right.
The only reason it doesn't work like that is because of Rule 0. Technically, in the rule book, there is a way it works.
Or you're right, but those only affect wounds and vitality,
Not the story.
which is why I backed away from that.
Nah, okay, fine.
Because technically, her wounds and vitality are pretty much all healed up.
Right, I thought so. But she's still not able to move around
Right.
freely under her own power
The
without difficulty.
The physical damage itself still persists.
Like I said, Rule 0.
God damn it. I loved that Astra sort of took it all in stride. Like, she heard everything that Hadaza said, and it like washed over her, the top of her head, and just went, "Oh yeah, that's a thing. Okay, now we need to go on to something else." Okay.
Astra has the attention span of a goldfish with ADHD.